sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Dragons of Tokyo taking on the Chicago Bears.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give them 15 yards to start their first drive of the game.
Anytime a team goes on the road, there's always that little bit of fear that maybe they can be affected by the hometown crowd. But this is where game planning really came into play. They talked about it all week. Go in there, establish yourselves. Well, that run right there, that slows down the crowd and gives them a lot of confidence.
On first down, right back to Etienne.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
You look at this Bears defense.
They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Well, this defense for the Bears very strong in that victory a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 43. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Left side here taken in by Metcalf. 2nd and 7. Now Fields going to move him around. Or they run the option on 2nd down.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson.
And he's got some space here.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. The Bears at 3-4 on the year coming into play. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's a screen for Robinson.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
They got to get to the 23 here on third.
Fields. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4-4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Back to throw. Fields. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez.
And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
You look at this Bears defense.
They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Balled it to 26, 2nd and 7. And they'll go again with Etienne.
Shrugs him off, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Throwing is Hurts.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Here's Hurts to throw. That is caught.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
He finds his man, complete. It's Ford. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line. Now Hurts changing up the play.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Dragons post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
And now Metcalf going to get a chance to run.
Showed some strong running, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I'm not so crazy about where they decided to run that play, but I like the play itself because if you continue to run it and show it, you're going to create openings that you hope to exploit later in the game.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
Pushing his way through.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Robinson will try to pick it up.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back.
And all the way in for the touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
51 yards.
And the Dragons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
21. Bears nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
And taken right at the 35.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Second and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Hurts completing this one quickly.
Touchdown! A great effort there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Dragons are able to add on to their first half lead.
The kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
17-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Here we go. 11.
Looking to throw on second down, Fields. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Out of the gun, Fields. In trouble, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. He finds his man, complete. That's Chambers. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Pick up of 13 yards. It's now 3rd down.
Fields going to change things up here. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon, as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Here we go on 4th down, Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
11.
On play action, Fields. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your...
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
They go play action with Hurts. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
On first down, Hurts.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Hurts with a quick throw, complete.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
And Hurts going to move him around.
They'll look to throw again. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
And bulldozing his way through. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
The Bears take over first and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere.
Brought down back at the 24-yard line.
On second down, here's the option. Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne.
And he's got room. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown.
Travis Etienne, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dragons open the lead up to 34-0.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but
it's caught inside the 25. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
Here's Fields.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Fields now to throw.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Bears are able to at least get 1 score back.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
1st down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 11 yards there, 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Throwing is Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete.
To the sideline and incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw.
And his throw is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
A gain of 13 yards.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's caught inside the 25. Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining.
Second down. Here's Hurts. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Travis Etienne
with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Dragons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after cat.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Etienne.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, let's go.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Dragons continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
4th down. Fields has to have this one.
They'll roll him out right.
He's got his target. That's complete.
He will go out right near the 35-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
He finds his man, complete. It's Chambers. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Fields changing the play.
At the 10-yard line.
They run the draw here with Robinson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
They snap it to Fields. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now ETN to start the drive.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. That one looks like he'll throw here. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown.
McLaughlin for the extra point.
And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick-6.
That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They can continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touch. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ford. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down.